Hello students, welcome to unit number 3, greedy technique. In the last unit number 2, we have discussed about the main theme behind divide and conquer technique, followed by we have seen some applications, right? So under unit number 3, you are going to be have another technique under our syllabus is going to be greedy technique. Okay? So in this lecture, you are going to be understand the control abstraction for greedy method, nothing but the greedy method algorithm, and we will see the difference between divide and conquer technique as well as greedy method. Okay, so you are having knowledge on divide and conquer technique, right? So you are aware about how to solve a problems with the help of divide and conquer technique. So even though you are having divide and conquer technique, why greedy technique is required? So that difference followed by control abstraction we are going to be covering this lecture. Okay. So this is going to be your unit 3 syllabus. So initially you are going to be have a general method. So in the general method you are going to be have a control abstraction for greedy method. Followed by these are the various applications we are going to be solve with the help of greedy technique only. So those are job sequence with deadlines, knapsack problem, very important problem. Followed by single source shortest path, followed by optimal merge patterns. So in unit number 3 under greedy technique you are going to be have these 4 applications. So in the current lecture we are going to be cover general method, nothing but control abstraction for greedy method. Okay. So the main contents of this lecture are, first of all we are going to be understand the definition of greedy technique, followed by we will see control abstraction. Okay. So the main objective of this lecture is you are going to be understand greedy method, and the main outcome of this lecture is you are going to be have a knowledge and how on greedy technique, how it is going to be works to solve a particular problem. Now, before discussion on control abstraction, first of all we will see the difference between divide and conquer technique as well as greedy method. Why? Because you are having knowledge on the theme behind divide and conquer technique. So even though you are having divide and conquer technique, why this greedy technique is required? So you try to compare each and every technique so that you can have a capability to understand the relation between all the techniques. Okay? So as I said in the previous lectures, all the techniques are having some dependency. So that dependency you need to catch. Okay. So let us have a discussion on Fibonacci sequence. You are aware about this tree structure, right? In the divide and conquer technique itself we have discussed. So the Fibonacci sequence of 4 is going to be reduced as Fibonacci of 3 as well as Fibonacci of 2. And the Fibonacci of 3 again reduced as Fibonacci of 2 as well as Fibonacci of 1. Okay. And Fibonacci of 2 again reduced as Fibonacci of 1 as well as Fibonacci of 0. And here also Fibonacci of 2 is reduced as Fibonacci of 1 as well as Fibonacci of 0. So from top to bottom you are going to be have a dividing, and from bottom to up you are going to be have a combining technique or nothing but conquering. Okay, so the main theme of divide and conquer technique is to divide the big problem into small problems. So after having solutions for those small problems, you are going to be combine all the sub solutions to make a whole solution, right? So like this is going to be the tree structure for the Fibonacci sequence with a parameter 4. So if you observe this tree structure very carefully, here what is the value of Fibonacci of 2? The value of Fibonacci of 1 is 1, Fibonacci of 0 is 0. So after applying addition operation on these two functions, ultimately you will get Fibonacci 2 value as 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. So what is the value of Fibonacci of 1? 1. So after having or after applying addition operation on the f of 2 result as well as f of 1, you can have a capability to get the result of Fibonacci parameter value with a 3, that is going to be 2. And what is the value of Fibonacci of 2? Here 1, here 0 is there. So try to apply addition operation on these two functions so that f of 2 will going to be generates 1. Now to get the solution for f of 4, so you try to add f of 3 solution as well as f of 2. So 2 plus 1 will going to be gives 3. So you try to observe very carefully. So what is the disadvantage of this divide and conquer technique? If you observe here, you already having result of f of 2. Okay, even though you are having result of f of 2, at here you are solving again. That is the main drawback of divide and conquer technique. Why? Because it doesn't have a capability to revise the previous results. Ultimately it doesn't have a capability to make decisions. So decision making is not possible through divide and conquer technique. So that can be starts from greedy approach. So you just take an example. I just want to find out the shortest path from Visakhapatnam to Vijayawada. So in between these two places, how many routes are available? Multiple routes are available. All those multiple routes are going to be generates, are going to be reaches to my destination or not? Yes, you are going to be have multiple routes are there, so that I am going to be have a multiple subset solutions. So among those subset solutions, you need to have a decision capability to choose which path is the best path. That is a main theme behind Google Maps, right? So to search a shortest path from Vijayawada to Visakhapatnam, multiple routes are available. So among multiple routes, you need to have an algorithm which must have a decision capability to choose among multiple routes which one is going to be generates the best path. Okay, so the main theme of Google Maps is to produce the how many routes to you? Only one route, that is going to be the best route. Okay, so now the divide and conquer technique is not having a capability of first one, decision making. So decision making is not possible through divide and conquer technique, as well as memorization. Okay, memorization also not possible through divide and conquer technique. These two features are not available in divide and conquer technique. So if your algorithm is having a memorization, ultimately you can have a capability to revise the previous results, so that before solving every problem, you can have a capability to verify whether the current problem is already solved one or new one. If it is new one, you are going to be apply your technique. If it is the old one, ultimately you are simply referring the previous results with the help of memorization. So these two things are not going to be possible in divide and conquer technique. Now we just observe the features of greedy method. Okay, so coming to the greedy technique, decision making capability can be possible, and this memorization is not at all possible in greedy technique. Okay, so coming to these two features, greedy technique supports decision capability. Okay, to choose among multiple solutions, which solutions is going to be your optimal solution or nothing but best solution. Okay. So ultimately the greedy approach is not having this memorization capability. Okay, now we can ask one doubt. So what is a technique which supports both these two features? That is going to be your dynamic programming technique. Point. Every technique is having a dependency, and it is not possible to learn dynamic programming directly. So to learn dynamic programming, definitely you need to have a knowledge on divide and conquer technique as well as greedy approach. Okay, so every technique is dependency now. That dependency relation you need to catch. Okay, so as per the discussion between the differences of divide and conquer technique and your greedy technique is having decision capability, but it is not having memorization capability. It doesn't have a capability to revise the previous results. So that's why this greedy technique will going to be solve the problems stage by stage. So you need to apply this technique for each and every stage, so that you are going to be get solution for each and every stage. So after having multiple solutions for each and every stage, I am going to be have a capability to decide which solution is going to be my optimal solution. That can be a maximum or that can be a minimum. So generally solutions can be divided into two things, right? So if you are finding a shortest path, so ultimately your solution going to be your minimum solution. So in another example, you are finding a profit of particular item, then ultimately the optimal solution is going to be the maximum solution. Okay, so this is the way you are going to be have a differences between your divide and conquer technique as well as greedy technique. Now, so let us focus on the definition part of your greedy technique. The greedy technique is most straightforward approach. So now we need to understand why this greedy technique is most straightforward technique or approach. Okay. Yes. So the greedy technique is having a capability to have a number of inputs. So among n number of inputs, you are going to be have a particular subset of solutions which satisfies your constraint. So to solve every problem, you are going to be have some constraints, right? So there are n number of possibilities. So all those n number of possibilities are not going to be generate the solutions, right? So among n number of inputs, so you are going to be have subset of solutions which satisfies your constraints. Constraints are nothing but conditions. So the possibilities which satisfies your constraints will be considered as a subset of solutions. So there are n possibilities. Among n possibilities, you are going to be apply your constraints which satisfies your conditions. Those satisfiable possibilities will be considered as a subset of solution. That's why this technique is most straightforward approach. Okay. Now, so the subset that satisfies your constraint is going to be called as feasible solution. That feasible solution can be a maximum or that can be a minimum. Okay. So the subset of solutions that satisfies your constraints is called a feasible solution. That feasible solution can be a maximum or can be a minimum, depend upon your algorithm problem. Okay, you are deciding to choose which one is going to be the optimal solution. Okay. Now let us focus on how this greedy method is going to be works. So the greedy technique is going to be suggest that an algorithm that works in stages, as I said previously. Okay, stage by stage you are solving or you are going to be applying this technique. Why? Because it is not having a memorization capability to store the previous iteration results. So that's why stage by stage you are applying this technique. For every stage you are going to be have some solution which satisfies your constraint. So if any possibility that satisfies your constraint, I am going to be add that particular possibility into my subset. So that subset we are going to be called as a subset solution. Why? Because it contains multiple solutions. Now I am going to be apply my decision capability through greedy technique to choose my optimal solution. That can be a maximum or that can be a minimum. Okay. So I required a greedy technique algorithm that works in stages, and I am considering only one input at a time. So you are going to be have n number of inputs. Out of n number of inputs, at a time we are taking only one possibility. Why? Because it is not having memorization capability. So to understand this definition, definitely you need to have a knowledge on the difference between the divide and conquer technique and greedy. Okay. So at a time we are taking only one possibility at a time. Okay. So at each stage you are going to have a decision. Okay. So that you can have a capability to get whether the particular input possibility is my optimal solution or not. Optimal solution is nothing but a best solution. Okay, so that can be done by a procedure named as selection procedure. Through this selection procedure only, I am selecting at a time only one possibility among n number of possibilities. Okay, now we try to focus on how to convert these definition into a algorithmic point of view, nothing but greedy method control abstraction. Okay. So now we try to observe the greedy technique control abstraction, how it is going to be works. Yes. This greedy technique is going to be taking how many inputs as a parameters? 2 inputs as a parameters, right? So first parameter tells about the array and second parameter tells size of the array. Why you require an array? To store a number of possibilities, as per the definition of your greedy technique. To store n number of possibilities, here I am taking a data structure which is named as array with a size n. Now my array contains n number of possibilities. So I am at a time I am taking only one possibilities for every stage. So if my possibility is generating my solution based on my constraints, so that I can consider it as a solution, so that I can have a capability to add it to my solution set. Okay. Now try to observe, initially my solution set is 0. Okay. So array contains how many number of possibilities? N number of possibilities. Ultimately you need to have or you need to trace all the n number of possibilities or not. Then only you can have a capability to choose which possibility is going to be generates the optimal solution. So for that purpose, for tracing purpose of all the n number of possibilities, I require a for loop which is starting from 1 to n, from first possibility to last possibility. Okay. Now you try to read these notations from right to left. So I am going to be have a selection procedure with a help of select method. So this selection method will going to be takes only one possibility at a time which is available in the array. So that's why it is written as selection of A. So select of A means, so at a time I am selecting only one possibility from my array which is named as A. That current selected possibility will be assigned to X. Now my X contains current possibility. Okay. Now my X contains current possibility. With the help of this feasible function, I am going to have a capability to verify whether this X is going to be generating my solution or not. Okay, this feasible method is a Boolean valued function. Ultimately it returns either true or false. So if the current possibility is generating your solution based on your constraints, it returns true, otherwise it returns false. Okay, so if the current possibility is generating the solution, then only I am going to be updating my solution set. Initially my solution set is 0. With the help of union function, you can have a capability to update your solution set. So if you observe the union function, so ultimately how many parameters it is taking as an input? 2 parameters as an input, right? So nothing but solution followed by X. So if the current possibility which is available to X is generating my feasible solution, then only I am going to be updating to my solution set. If that current possibility is not generating the solution, simply I am going to be discarding it one. For every stage by stage you are applying. Okay, so then only I am going to be combine or going to be updating my solution set. Previously my solution set is 0. Now I am going to be updating solution comma X. Nothing but I am updating my solution set. So that updated value will be assigned to solution set again. Okay, so after tracing this for loop, we can have a capability to choose among a number of possibilities. What are the possibilities which are going to be satisfies your constraints, or those possibilities I am going to be adding to my solution set. So at last I am going to be returning that solution set, so that you can have a capability to apply the decision making on all the solutions or the possibilities which are available in my solution set, to choose which one is going to be my optimal solution. That can be maximum solution or that can be a minimum solution. Okay. So as of now, we have seen definition of greedy technique, and we have seen about a control abstraction for greedy technique, and also we have discussed about the differences between a divide and conquer technique as well as greedy technique. So if you are aware about the differences between these two techniques, then only you can have a capability to understand how greedy method will going to be works by comparing with your divide and conquer technique. Okay, so the divide and conquer technique is not supported decision making capability as well as memorization, but greedy method supports decision capability and it is not having a memorization capability. So the futures of memorization as well as decision capability will start from dynamic programming onwards. So in the coming lectures, we will see about the applications of your greedy technique, how those are going to be solve the particular problems. Okay, thank you. That is the end of the class. Thank you.